Okay, so I'm here today with Soundsplash, a band who's based out of Vernon, BC, although I guess you guys were formed in Nelson. But I'll let the band maybe give us a little bit of your history. How did you guys get together, and what have you done so far?
Do you want to take it?
Sure. I guess I've been playing with a bunch of people in Vernon for a long time, and then when I went to music school, I met Neil, and we started jamming, and then these guys came to us in the summer.
Yeah,
they came as a package, and then the band was formed basically last summer. So we've been together for about a year now.
All right. Well, I see that you've added a keyboard player since I saw you guys last anyways. How has having keys or piano, how has that changed the dynamic of the band?
It's changed it hugely because also with the keys we got a fourth voice. Okay. So now we have 4-part harmonies in almost every song, 3-part always, I think. And basically it's just filled it out a lot. So
I do like the main backup.
Yeah, she does the main backup,
so
that
they
adds a lot.
can focus on their playing a bit more too, so that helps them.
All right. And have you guys then recorded an album with this configuration right here, these 4 people?
Yep.
Yeah?
Can
you elaborate a little bit on on your
try.
album? What's it called? You know.
It's called Free Yourself. Just came out this month.
Okay. What's it about? What's the message? Like, what is the purpose of Soundsplash? You know, do you guys have any sort of message to spread?
Yeah, sure. For yourself, especially this album, a lot of the songs are just focused on positivity, positive thinking, just sort of having a good time, good vibes, one love.
Okay.
Peace.
And so you guys, where can we get this album? Is it available on iTunes, or is it just off your website, or how are you distributing it?
We're going to be distributing it off our website.
And
for
at
the
our
most
gigs.
part, and at our gigs. So come see us live for sure. We'll have it there.
Okay.
And I'm just setting up the online store and getting the copies pressed. Probably they'll be here within a week. So.
Okay. But nothing online like iTunes or anything?
We'll have an online download available on our site.
Okay.
As well as we'll probably go to CD Baby,
iTunes,
and all that as well. So.
All right. Well, what's next then? What are you guys? What's coming up here then for you guys? Do you have plans for anything new, or just supporting this album so far? Like, what's on the Soundsplash schedule?
Tour.
Yeah.
Playing gigs like mad.
Yeah.
We'll be heading down to the coast sometime this summer in June, late June, early July.
Okay.
We'll be heading down to the Vancouver area.
Nice.
So keep an eye out.
Back to Nelson, I think, too.
Oh yeah, we also, when we won the Battle of the Bands in Nelson recently, they gave us a recording session deal, 8 hours of recording studio time, so we need to go down to Nelson at some point and see whatever comes of that.
Okay, so maybe a new album or an EP
right
or
away,
something.
Yeah, maybe another EP, 4 songs or something.
And probably down to Vancouver Island, too.
Yeah, to Pino.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
probably
yeah.
do.
Me and Imo, we're trying to organize that. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I read on your website that you guys jam frequently, like on stage, and you know that's something that's a part of your live show. How does that do songs come from these jams? Like how does that influence your process?
I think a lot of the jams are based on bass and drums to start out. So it's usually pretty funky.
Okay, so
Neil's
like a
always set
groove.
up first, so he always starts.
I would think the jams mainly help us work together as a band. I mean, it's not the songs that we learn like out of a book that really create our sound. It's more how we just all play together.
Yeah, the
naturally.
connection that you get.
So when we jam is really what you're going to hear in the songs that we end up learning. So it's kind of just going back to the basics.
And Orion writes all the songs, so we never really create songs.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we sometimes
elaborate
elaborate and
we
embellish
and
them.
stuff, but Orion's the songwriter.
So then, if you go and see Soundsplash live, you're in for a treat. You're going to see something that's different than
we don't even know
the album.
Yeah.
Very true, yeah.
So you can see them every night. You can follow them along tour if you want, and
we try to
see
make
different
every
shows.
show a little different, so sometimes I'll forget to take a solo. And someone else
Sometimes
will
they'll take a longer solo.
Yeah, so.
Fair
Depends
enough.
what the audience is like too. Like if they're really stoked, then sometimes we just let go and
Excellent.
have fun. Yeah.
Well, that brings me then to my next question. I read that you guys switch instruments. That sounds a little crazy and a little adventurous.
It is, both of those.
Well, how does that go over? You know, on stage?
We used to do
Pretty
it
sweet.
spontaneously, and it didn't go over so well. But recently, we've sort of decided, if we're going to do it in one song or two songs, and then go with it while we're on stage. And it's definitely just a fun time. Always, you never really know what's going to happen.
It's never really as we plan it. It ends up being
We say
fun.
we plan it, but it's always.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I've got sort of more of a gear-specific question. Neil is holding a very, very nice bass, a Dingwall bass. Neil, can I get your views on this Dingwall bass as an engineer, because you're an engineering student as well as a player.
Yep.
So can you give me sort of both perspectives, what you think of this instrument?
Well, in general, the main reason I get it is just because of the cost. I mean, Dingwall basses are just fabulous in general. You can't really go wrong with a Dingwall bass. But this is their cheapest model because they ship off the labor to China, I think it was. So it's made in China on the back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're still a great bass. For the cost, it was only like in the 1,000 to 2,000 range. And
Okay.
that's really cheap for a Dingwall. And, I mean, it's still got the great Dingwall sound. It's got the fan frets. Everybody loves that. I mean, it's not a freaking Z1 or anything, but I mean, it's good. It's a good bass. I mean, any player is going to love it. The main thing I always get is people ask about the fan fret and how hard is it to play, and I think it's going to be really tough, but literally it's a day or so you'll get used to it. You just go play it, you're not even going to think about it. So if anyone is not buying one because of that, just do it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, it's way less intimidating when you're looking down at it, right?
Yeah.
Well, then, as an engineer, I'm assuming then you've recorded with this
Yeah.
bass. How does it track?
Amazing. Literally, I plugged into a DI, and I mean, Josh, our engineer on our album, barely even touched my sound. He just kind of left it. I mean, it was phenomenal. I mean, it's rarely ever out of tune. That's part of the fan fret that keeps it intonated a lot better.
Okay.
And I mean, I just pulled this out of the box and it sounded great. I've barely done anything to it.
Perfect. Well, then let's get Orion's take on it. You're the band leader. Do you notice a difference?
Huge difference. He had an old bass. Intonation was always rattling. And, I mean, it was a good bass. He made it sound good, but making your fingers make it sound good and then adding a really nice bass to that makes a huge difference. And the same thing about the fan frets. Like, I pick up that bass on stage and I rarely practice bass and I can play it fine. I mean, musicians would probably notice.
Okay, so it's not too much of an issue then,
No,
even for a guitar player.
Yeah, exactly. You see frets.
Even a guitar player.
Exactly.
All right, well, there you go. Okay, well, last question then. Where can we find you guys online? What's your Facebook, Twitter, or whatever you guys use?
Soundsplashmusic.com.
Yeah, we use everything. So go to soundsplashmusic.com and all of the links to YouTube, Twitter,
Reverb
Nation, Facebook, CBC Radio 3, MySpace, everything's
Wow.
out there. So
You can name
Excellent.
it, we got it.
most of them are /SoundSplashMusic. I
Okay.
think Twitter's the only one that's different. It's /SoundSplashBand.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to be filming these guys doing a live acoustic performance exclusive to my site here. So,
With you.
yeah, that's coming up.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
Thanks.